Hello everyone, I'm Azlan.
And I'm Florence. We are here at the Dian Residence, a conducive and contemporary residence development here at Section 30, Shah Alam.
So now Ms. Sarah will take us on a tour through the property itself.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah and today I have something really new and exciting to share with you here in Shah Alam. So, what would your dream home be like? 3 bedrooms, high ceiling, full-fledged facility, and a safe security environment? Let me present to you the Dian Residency, a new development located here in the heart of Shah Alam Section 13, a location with great accessibility and not to forget, the new LRT 3 station which is only a stone's throw away. Not only you'll be able to own a home in a peaceful and quiet surrounding area, you will be able to enjoy the unique layouts designed specially for you and your family. Right now we are running a special campaign where no down payment is required. If you would like to find out more, kindly visit our website.
Hello everyone, I'm Azlan. Currently, I'm at the Birch Jalan Ipoh, a metropolitan living development for everyone. It is a freehold development and is located only 300 meters walking distance to MRT's lowest station. Now, Florence will take you on a tour through the property itself.
Thank you, Aslan. Aside from being close to the MRT2 station, the Birch is 6 kilometers driving distance away from KLCC. Talk about being situated in the middle of Kuala Lumpur. Aside from that, the Birch is easily accessible through major highways such as the Duke Highway and major roads such as Jalan Ipoh. As part of the Home Ownership Campaign 2020, the Birch is a freehold development ready to be owned by home buyers and investors like you. Plus, it has many facilities such as the herb garden, the gymnasium, the Olympic-sized swimming pool, and so much more. Furthermore, its 24-hour security system ensure you and your family a safe and secure environment. The units at the Birch ranges from 611 square feet to 983 square feet. For selected units, there will be 2 parking bays ready for you and your family. So what are you waiting for? Call in to book an appointment or simply check out the Birch's website for more info. Hello everyone, I'm Florence.
And I'm Azlan Jais. We are now at Ryan and Miho, Section 13, Petaling Jaya, Selangor. It is a new urban residence development surrounded by a list of amenities and conveniences with seamless connection within Klang Valley.
Now we are going to take you on a tour through the property itself. Joining us today, we have Mr. Chai as our guide for the property tour.
Welcome to Ryan Miho, OSK Properties Distinguished Development in Petaling Jaya, a purely residential project set to be completed in 2021. Ryan Miho is a unique development that comes with Turkish and Japanese-inspired facilities for you to enjoy. Don't miss this opportunity to get a home of your own and stand a chance to win amazing prizes with OSK Properties 55th year anniversary celebration, plus all the benefits of the home ownership campaign. To find out more, get in touch with us, visit our sales gallery for our show unit experience.
When you start your home buying process, you need to ask, how much mortgage do you qualify for? With so many banks around, do you know which mortgage loan is the best choice for you? ProSales can make it easier for you. Now we are integrated with Loan Plus. Eliminate lengthy loan application processes. Get your loan score report ready within 10 to 15 minutes. Enjoy loan pre-approval in just 15 minutes. ProSales is very easy to navigate and incredibly user-friendly. To start discovering the best mortgage loan for your new home, first log in and choose your preferred unit. Next, submit your details. Once done, submit your application for loan screening. Your loan score report will be ready within 10 to 15 minutes. We will generate a loan comparison chart from different banks to help you make the best decision. You don't need to step out of the house and visit multiple banks for your home loan pre-approval now. The steps to buying a house requires time and effort. Move faster in the market with the help of PropTech and FinTech solutions. Integrated with ProSales, Malaysia's favorite PropTech solution. Hurry up, get your free loan screening now.
Good morning, everyone. You are watching the Malaysian Property Live Talk Show. I'm Chua, the moderator today. That we are having a very interesting topic on how the PropTech helps in surviving and thriving of the property industry in Malaysia today. Okay, why I am saying this topic is very interesting? Okay, simply because that over the past few years, the technology has grown very fast and is a leap and bounds. Okay, in fact, that most of the company that recognize the benefits of leveraging all those technological advancements is actually helping them to manage their business even more effective and more efficient. It is undeniable that the technology that is introduced today will somehow forcing the whole property market to change the way that the buyer and also the buyer buys the product and also how the developers sell the property. Okay, while we are beginning to see more and more different type of the technology like the virtual tour, the 360, 3D effects, and also the augmented reality, virtual reality, all these visualization things is even some of the mobile payment like the Touch and Go e-wallet or maybe the Boost e-wallet that already has been using to do all those to pay for the booking fee. Okay, but we can expect that actually the property transaction and also the real estate transaction will never be same by having all this technology now today. So today we will be talking about how this property technology can change the buying behavior of the property buyer and what things should the developer or the user need to be take care when they're using these PropTech solutions. Okay, today we are very honored to invite two of our well-known speakers here. Okay, the first one is Mr. Chris Tan. He is one of the famous real estate corporate lawyer, and he also one of the entrepreneur, a speaker, and even a writer. Yeah. Then for the another girl here is actually one of my superwoman. Yeah, he is the Miss Elizabeth Siu. She is actually the president of the Malaysia PropTech Association, and she is also the founder of the Lipro system. Okay, welcome today for coming here.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so for this one, we can just directly start our topics here. Okay, okay. For the Dr. Daniel Gambero, the deputy president of the Malaysian PropTech Association, actually has came to join us previously. And what he do is actually he already sharing that about what is the PropTech and how the PropTech is actually affect how the PropTech affect this market, and also how the PropTech helps the property market. Okay, but since you are the president of Malaysia PropTech Association, of course we will surely expect more from you.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Elizabeth, as a president of the Malaysia PropTech Association, what are your plans to steer the growth of the PropTech in Malaysia? Because it seems like we are quite far behind in terms of the PropTech technology on the PropTech solution compared with other countries. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. So what is your plan to steer all this growth?
Thank you for setting the bar so high. Malaysia PropTech Association was formed 3 years ago by a group of us who were startup during that time. So our objective was not so huge yet lah. Okay, we wanted to gather together to be like a voice, so that the market know what is PropTech. Because 3 years ago, not many Malaysia heard of this word PropTech. So we wanted to be the voice, and also we wanted to have a some form of team spirit, to engage with authorities. Because as you know, technology is always in front of the law, right? So there are some of the transactions that is happening through platform and so on, which is in somewhat like grey area, or to some of the bodies are probably like in breach of certain law, which I think probably Chris will elaborate later on. So the engagement with the authorities, with the right parties is necessary lah, for the law to catch up with technology. So that was one of it. And another reason for us to gather together is to have to attract the right talent pool. I think this is one of the major pain point by most of the startup in Malaysia now, is that we are unable to attract the right talent. Usually talents all been like headhunted by the big corporations. So if we are a small player, people don't come to us unless we have certain size. So that was like part of the reason, right? And then probably engaging with universities. When you're alone, you knock on the door of university, they don't talk to you. But as an association, we can engage. And also probably like overseas fellow counterparts. So true enough, over the last couple of years, especially like last year, the word PropTech is now like gaining momentum, right? We actually get invitation from PropTech Association from other countries like Japan, UK, Indonesia, Hong Kong, and the Greater Bay Area of China. There's a lot of interactions now, engagement, and even like we are talking about like technology collaborations, like setting up PropTech lab in Malaysia, working with universities. So all this will not have happened if not that we all started this 3 years ago. That was the mainly the objective lah, right? To steer PropTech industries, I think is a bit too big. We are still like in quite early stage, right? But of course, we hope that with technology, it will eventually achieve what you have just mentioned, about the buying and selling process and the experience be more technologically I don't know.
I agree actually. So actually we need to like step by step for in this stage actually for our current Malaysian situation, what we do, we have to, like what you mentioned, the Malaysia PropTech Association actually is gather a branch of the PropTech startup together, and then we try to create the awareness from there, and then we try to educate to the industry. Okay, why is the PropTech actually very very important from that. Then from there we can just build our own the talent pool from there. Yes. Yeah, okay. So this one, another question for the Chris.
Sure.
Okay, like what Elizabeth said, we need to promote the growth, right? But in order to promote the growth, we need a proper legal framework to go hand in hand. Okay, as a practicing lawyer before, yourself, okay, do you think that the current legal framework in Malaysia is ready for the PropTech?
I think legal, as far as I'm concerned, is always a chasing game lah. The lawmaker always make the law too late, right? In that sense, if you ask me, even COVID-19 bill is only after the whole thing, and then suddenly they pass, right? So I'm highlighting to you, I think it's important to realize that you have to understand the basis of technology disruption. I'm sure she will agree. I'm sure you will agree as well. It's actually to test those areas that nobody tested before and to shake up the status quo. And by the way, if you are asking for the legal framework, I'm saying that you cannot ask for a better accelerator at this moment. The accelerator is called COVID-19. You know why? Because after the COVID-19 has come in, people are not willing to try. Last time is afraid to fail. Now the concept is never try, never know. Because of social distancing, because of the fact that we cannot host event, the fact that we cannot no longer do sales like before, right? How do you channel it? We can no longer transact like before. I think previously you will encounter a lot of hardship is because if it ain't broken, why fix it? Right, but now I think now nothing is since already broken, right? So we might as well try whatever happened. So I'm saying that the last few months I think is a great accelerator for the industry. But I think that because in nature, if you ask me, that real estate is a currency, real estate is a currency, right? And this is a currency because drive by needs, right? And even at this moment, if you talk to me. After the COVID-19, even as we know, the new normal required to look at housing very differently. So as a result, there are different ways to cut it. The technology is to me a key enabler, right? But just like I say, if you talk about disruption, it's very simple. Legal framework, there is none, right? It's actually asking how grey it is, right? Lucky, I think, at least Malaysia in this context, our interpretation of the law is slightly different than our neighbor in Singapore. Probably, in Singapore everything is prohibited until it's permitted. This I always said, right? But in Malaysia everything is permitted until it's prohibited. So in that way, I think it's more enabling, right, rather than restrictive. I want to highlight the fact that at the end of the day, it's always catching up. I can tell you, no matter how, you cannot have a very advanced country that actually allowed the law first, right, and then you work within the law. So there are some certain risk element to take. Like many years ago, right, the right that I take here today probably is illegal, right? But today it is actually legal. Why? Because after a while it's driven by market demand. So at the end of the day, I think PropTech, it must be driven by market demand. If there's a demand, then it will be regulated and therefore it will be facilitated to make sure that it can go on smoothly. So I think it's a good start to give the Malaysian PropTech Association together the people of the industry, and I think that the government is hearing. They're trying to look for new direction. Obviously, the old model is not working, right? So we need some new player or new initiative in the new normal.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Chris. Okay, I think for now maybe let us take a short break. Okay, and when we come back, we will have more and more interesting questions to both of our speakers.
When you start your home buying process, you need to ask, how much mortgage do you qualify for? With so many banks around, do you know which mortgage loan is the best choice for you? ProSales can make it easier for you. Now we are integrated with Loan Plus. Eliminate lengthy loan application processes. Get your loan score report ready within 10 to 15 minutes. Enjoy loan pre-approval in just 15 minutes. ProSales is very easy to navigate and incredibly user-friendly. To start discovering the best mortgage loan for your new home, first log in and choose your preferred unit. Next, submit your details. Once done, submit your application for loan screening. Your loan score report will be ready within 10 to 15 minutes. We will generate a loan comparison chart from different banks to help you make the best decision. You don't need to step out of the house and visit multiple banks for your home loan pre-approval now. The steps to buying a house requires time and effort. Move faster in the market with the help of PropTech and FinTech solutions. Integrated with ProSales, Malaysia's favorite PropTech solution. Hurry up, get your free loan screening now.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Malaysian Property PropTech Talk Show. Okay, let us continue on what we have stopped just now. Okay, for this one is actually a question to the Elizabeth, okay, as a president of the Malaysian PropTech Association. I'm sure that you came across a lot of different type of the PropTech solutions. Is there any specific type of the PropTech solution that you find out really catch your attention, that you would like to share with us?
Okay, I think this is a very good question. When you look at Malaysia PropTech verticals, we have various type of verticals from like virtual map to like listings, sales platform to like processing to property management, rental, short stay, construction tech, whatnot. But if you really want to talk about like innovation or invention, I think all the technology that we have today is already there, right? We have so many types of tech all happening at the same time in the world today. We have AI, machine learning, data analytics, and we have blockchain. We have like 3D printing, IoT, and so on. So everything is there. So when we really look at PropTech, I think it's about how a platform or a company is able to converge some of this technology, use it smartly to provide how you implement. Because ultimately, it's not the tech, it's the solutions that you're giving to the customers. What problem are we solving for the developer? What problem are we solving for the home buyers? Right now, we are unable to, say for example, cannot view property. So what you do, virtual 360, all your AR, VR, view it. Now I want to buy a property. How do I buy? Okay, online booking platform, make payment. How do I sign contract? Sign online lah, right? How to apply for loan? Technique. Basically, you can apply loan online lah, all right? Some of the banks are, they already allowed that. Construction cannot do online, but they are doing off-site. Okay, that's why we have future houses that is going to be built in factory, not built on site. The site is only for assembling only, all right? So 3D printing, you print it, then you just assemble. It becomes like Lego, right? So then moving in, no choice, right? You have to physically move in, right? So there's no choice. But we have drone, we have robots, So these are all the technology that we need to put together. So we find that while we talk to developers, they are looking at something like for user perspective, they want to have similar solutions. That means a solution is there, but you don't feel like there is a solution, It's like your everyday life. That is our mobile. It's not a mobile phone, it's called a smartphone. Right? So it's so much so that a phone is no longer called a technology. A phone is what you said just now, extension of your human hand, right? A part of your body. Right. So it becomes biological. It's no longer technological. So so I think that is the perspective we are looking at, right? Convergence, how to utilize it smartly.
Yeah. How about you, Chris? Actually, you got anything to share about the PropTech?
I think Elizabeth have covered very extensively as to what is the vertical, horizontal, whatever in relation to the PropTech. But I think initially, it's very important. You have to understand at the end of the day, I think a property transaction involve a lot of people, right? From starting with just a piece of land, the transaction, up to how you add value to it and you sell it and whatnot. But I think what gives value to it at the end of the day, I think the key player into this must be highlighted. I think it's the authority, because it's the recognizing of the ownership that actually give rise to the value. The bank will not give it value if I don't give a title, if I don't give an ownership to it. So I think while everything is flourishing to do this, I think we lack of probably one platform that accumulate everything, right? That should be one, right? Number two is that there should be also the authority in recognizing how do we give ownership more, because the authority is trying to shift their entire model right now to online, right? And they have this e-Tanah system that they actually talk about, but it's not
They've
really
been
happening.
ongoing for more than 10 years. Yeah.
I know, that's why I said it's not happening, right? It become e-Tanam already when you right? But as far as that is concerned, I'm saying that the authority must take a lead also, because it is the recognition of the ownership and the title that give value to this entire value chain. Because if we cannot secure on the ownership side, if we cannot even use tech to enable this recognition, right, there's no point. I think hence you see that Elizabeth is a promoter of the blockchain side, whereby to ensure the security of transaction and whatnot. When we look at that, so I said that authority do need to play a role. I think they are the setting the direction. I think that's important, right? So that everyone can follow, right? Well, right now is that there's no general and big direction moving forward. Yeah.
Okay. Then how about all this implementation of the PropTech solutions? Then how this PropTech actually changed the buying behavior? Like previously, when I think we used to it is we will go and visit the sales gallery, all those physical things. We see all those the sales brochure, all these things. But I think today, due to this MCO, actually everything everything has been changed. We just the developer moved their business from the offline to the online. They actually doing their the property selling actually maybe through the e-commerce, and then they even collect the booking fee, the transaction through by using the so-called online payment like the e-wallet and also maybe your credit card payment. Then actually for all these things, what is your opinion for this one?
I think Chris has mentioned this just now. The shift in buying behavior from offline to online has just been accelerated, and the accelerator is called COVID-19, right? And we knew there is technology available, right? We knew you can view property using virtual tour. You can make payment through a payment gateway, but just that people are not doing it, right? Until the need arises, and developer will now have to promote it, right? Promote it, and that is the only way you can buy property, which is online. There's no way you can buy offline, so you will have to buy online. And in fact, this is something that in the past 2 years, they've been talking about this thing called property e-commerce, meaning property is going to be e-commerce. It's no longer going to be just like offline business. So we sometimes we will do survey with crowd, right? So typically I ask 3 questions. Okay, first question I will ask is how many of you will consider buying property online? Probably I get 2 hands, right? Only 2. Then the rest will say, no, when I buy property, I must go and see first. I must see the property only I can buy, because it's a big ticket item. I must see and touch. Okay, so then next question is that if assuming now it's a reputable developer, and the developer is telling you when you log in, you buy online, I give you additional discount. How many of you now will consider buying online? Hey, I get 50% of the hands, always 50%. Then the third I will ask. Now assuming a developer, reputable, give you online sales additional discount, and with the refund policy. Within 30 days, if you don't like the house, they will refund to you. How many of you will consider to buy? Usually I get all hands up, because it's the discount, and then you have cooling off period, right?
The important one is the money back guarantee.
Money back guarantee. Because this is a model that Australia has been practicing for how many years? To us, it's just a catch-up game only. Other countries,
We are still
it's
chasing
already
for
something
others.
that is like been happening, right? And buying property, you must see physical. When you buy from developer, you see the show unit, physically show unit, but not your own unit. So basically, you are just buying from catalog only, right? Now shifting catalog to digital catalog, lor. So basically that. So it's just a mindset kind of shift that we'll see. The moment it happens, then property e-commerce is going to happen.
Yeah, actually I believe that even if let's say for now with all those visualization tools actually we brings even more benefit to the home buyer. Actually they no longer need to like really physically visit the sales gallery, and then they can just do any changes by playing them around, just on the website or on the mobile apps only.
Actually, what do you think of that? Actually, we like to hear different views.
Yeah.
We like to hear different views.
No, of course. I'm just saying to you is that
Will
I think you have to understand. I think culturally there's something different lah. I said that Malaysia e-commerce is make enable. You are saying the mother of the e-commerce in Malaysia is called Asia. Right, the fact that it's many years ago, the fact that it could be so cheap, right, and you don't mind even risking, because at that time we even have concern, credit card, we put the info, people actually got any fraud, that kind of thing, and how will you do that? But we said after all it's $49.90 to go Bangkok, so fine lah, never mind lah, let's try lah.
If I don't buy, you cannot
like even if I got con, never mind, that kind of idea. And then at the time you cannot even imagine that without a proper ticket you can actually go on board to a plane one. Last time you need to go and travel agent and get the plane and whatnot, right? Now you just give one pre of paper. Now don't even need paper.
Screen only.
You just use the mobile apps, right? I open the e-ticket.
And you show, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you is that there must be motivation to do it. But I think culturally there is a difference. Although Australia is easy for you to do and all these things, but Australia is supported by a lot of things. Just behind those things, is supported by a lot of things which we are still not ready yet. For example, in Australia, they also don't do on-site construction, right? They prefabricate everything. They have standard. They have what do you call it? Even the door size is standard. The window size is standard. There's no way we can see, because you look at Malaysian property market. All the property developer try to be special, so they give you a very odd size door, an odd size window, and then therefore as a result, people will say, actually, such a big door doesn't mean anything to me. Such a big, the odd size window doesn't mean, because in places like Australia, because I study in Australia, I also know their way. Everything is standardized. The measurement you cannot deviate. A door is a door. A door means must be how many meter times how many meter, nothing more, nothing less. Over here, no, we can even have 0.5 more, right? Not even that kind of thing. So I'm highlighting to you is that while we want those to enable, the industry must play along. Because I think, and also the selection of property, I think is important, because there's a different in requirement. In Australia, it's very individualistic. For example, I probably go in, probably 2-person stay, a couple, right? That kind of thing. They didn't tell me about family home. That's very different, correct? But our Oriental or Asian way of buying home, I want to have one house for my grandma, one house for my grandpa.
Our traditional mindset.
Correct.
Yeah.
So because of that, it's not an individual decision. I would say it's a collective decision. So if you look at those 365 and all that, yes, fine, you can be as funky as you are, but you're not the only one staying there. So when you are not the only one staying there, there is a problem, because you must get their view. Right, and it's not just how you visualize that space. I think it's also the location. While the location, we might want to say that it's something like that, but really there are some location really is out of our mind, or is not within our normal reach. For example, if today we talk about in a location that you don't normally hang out. For example, it's very hard for you to imagine how the connectivity is. How is it usually?
But then with Google Earth, actually can solve that.
No.
We actually took. Provided the street view
Sure.
Provided the street view, under Google Earth.
Yeah.
So we actually, some places, we actually really managed to walk through the whole area.
Yeah, that one is
provided
actually
the street view
Google Street View.
But
actually,
not everywhere
what
you
the
get.
PropTech can do, actually, one of them, they're actually using the drones. Like for now, actually, I see some of our developer, they actually do that. Okay, maybe this view is on the 15th floor view is like this. Then this one is the top view, the top floor view is like this. Oh, this actually giving a lot of the imagination to the buyer.
Of course, I see the improvement in terms of all this like virtual tour and so on. In today's digital sales gallery, is really different.
Yeah.
Really like it's more and more sophisticated.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the adoption rate is high.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not saying that it is not, but it's not at to a certain level. I think it's a matter of trust. I must highlight to you is, for example, at the end of the day, who actually play that feature, right? Who's the developer? Who's the seller?
Yes.
For example, and it's also who's the government? Who's the local government there? For example, that's also important. But I must highlight that is because if our level of trust is high, right, on the system, then we can actually buy everything online. But the problem is that is the level of trust only. But to me, after you have a few success round and nobody challenge it, right, then you become a norm. But I'm highlighting that, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about trust. For example, you know, I give an example of a neighboring country in relation to that, right?
The small one.
Correct, the city one, right?
Okay.
So I'm highlighting to you is that the level of trust with them, with their authority, with the lawmaker is higher.
Yeah, they believe on their government. Will
Correct.
That means what you see is really what you get. That.
Correct. So if the level of trust is high, which means that, you know, a lot of things we don't have to explain. You know, when they come over to our side and try to buy property, we deal with them many times. They have a lot of question mark one. Because the level of trust is not there, right? So I'm highlighting, like we bought in our environment, we have our level of trust. When we go there, we also don't trust, right? So I'm highlighting at the end of the day, it's about what you believe in, right? But I just thought that it can be done once it is repeated. And there's no problem.
People used to it.
Correct. So adoption rate is very important, right?
Yeah. Yes, okay. Like for example, in this very difficult time during this COVID-19 period, as you mentioned, this one, everything is built by trust, right? Okay, we all know that money has been dried up in the economy. Okay, all the buyers, include the home buyer, actually, they tend to be more cautious during their spending, even when they're buying this property. Okay, so do you think that for our discussion actually for you too? Okay, do you think that the PropTech can actually help the developer in this situation?
I think it's possible. When I look at it, when I use a PropTech, at the end of the day, a lot of people think that, you know, first of all, property is a big ticket item, one of the biggest investments in my life, right? So I don't make decisions so simply, correct? So it's all about convincing. At the end of the day, I must know, okay, this is how much I earn now that my income also got disturbed, right? With this kind of thing, and this is my requirement, can I actually get a house, for example? And then we must be shown to believe. For example, I said, yes, you can actually get this, if there is a technology that enable to sell me that, right? And then I said, okay, fine. And there is certain guarantee that, you know, in a way they're not guarantee, it's an assurance to me that, you know, I will get what I actually place my money to, right? So PropTech can help. I think the cooling off period is useful. And I think that, you know, all the stakeholders must play a part. It's not just like, you know, I want to earn all the money, you want to earn all the money.
They need to give some confidence to the market.
Correct.
Also,
I say it's a level of trust.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, I think to me, like for example, we talk about home ownership campaign right now, HOC. To me, it make it no meaning anymore. You know why? Because you can't be having home ownership campaign year after year and year after year, right? So what's the point? Why don't you just say that, you know, instead of visit Malaysia, home ownership year in Malaysia, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm just highlighting that, you know, it must be a concerted effort, right? I think authority probably do not understand the requirement out of the floor, right? Recently they talk about Residential Tenancy Act, and one of the main aim is to rule out racism. I was like wondering, what happened to my constitutional right? I bought the property, I should be able to rent out whoever I want. I can't be forced to rent to the person who first walked into my to my house, right? It's not like that. So I think they must understand at the end of the day, what is this act for? What is this law for? Are we trying to facilitate? Are we trying to limit? I think lawmaker must know. The trend around the world is that the government has become smaller and smaller, right? And they shouldn't interfere. So I think that, you know, in this COVID-19, I think it showed that, first of all, their own budget also cannot balance now, right? No point spending so much. I think COVID-19 forced everyone to adopt a never try, never know situation, whereby I think it is really, to me, the mother of all accelerator, whether PropTech or not, yes.
Yeah, okay, so
Okay.
Azura, you
And
got to add on.
actually on this point, I think moving forward, we see that the property will probably be in a different form already, different format as well as different form. The way people want to own property could be different. The period of time that people are willing to commit to a property could be different. When you look at younger generations, they can only see 5 years ahead, not beyond 5 years.
Sure.
Okay, for example, like bigger property, I don't think so they will be able to afford. So loan eligibility is also an issue, right? And so many of them are now not having a what do you call that, stable job or stable income. They derive income, but not income that is deemed bankable by the bank. So you with that, then new creative ways of property ownership and property investment may emerge in the market already. So for example, like fractional properties investment, right? You invest in a fraction. For example, like rent to own, rent to rent, But when you have all this kind of creative sort of a property ownership model, you will need tech.
Yeah.
You cannot imagine having all this, 1,000 owner who own a property. You manage it on the Excel sheet.
The P2P.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Cannot, impossible. Right? So that's why with technology, creative property investment, it become an enabler for creative property investment. And therefore more people can own smaller parts of property, so that is probably like one of the way that we see may develop.
Yeah, I absolutely agree for your points. Actually, for the technology, technology is just like an enabler. They actually help the developer to speed up their process of their property transaction or maybe for their loan application. So this is what the technology plays the role inside the property market here.
I thought Fund My Home for a start, as in the P2P crowdfunding of the property purchase, is a good start by the government because there's only one license till now at the moment. So I'm just highlighting, but how do they make it more appealing? And because to me, they're still doing too little to disturb the market.
They should have somehow he should be implement some technology to help to packaging this type of the scheme and then push it to the market.
Sure. A lot of awareness.
The entry level is a bit higher because in order to get license, your I think minimum paid up is 5 million.
20.
10. 20 million.
20.
Okay, yeah. So the entry level.
Okay. I think that's all that we have for today. Okay, and thanks for coming for today and provide this so insightful and very interesting talk.
Thank you
for both of you,
us.
your professional knowledge and experience for that. So I just want to ask that, do you guys got any closing remark that want to give to our audience?
Lady
Closing
first.
remark.
Lady first?
Okay.
Lady first?
Well, okay. So today we talk about PropTech, but I think that moving forward 5 years, 10 years from now, this word may no longer be part of our vocabulary, because
it's something the van normal.
That is our way of life. Yeah, that is a way of life. So like technology, like mobile phone, you don't call mobile phone a technology, it's your way of life only, right? So I think that is going to be probably that.
My side is I'm just saying that I think COVID-19 is important. We are already in new normal. I think in new normal, I think we need to really think through. First of all, new normal have an impact as to our consumption of property. I think that's really, really true, and we need to really develop a new property model to feed it. And the tech is strictly an enabler.
Come and support.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you again for you guys for being here today, and I hope that the audience can actually beneficial from what we have sharing today. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Florence.
And I'm Azlan Jais.
That is all for our 5th session of the talk show brought to you by the Malaysian Property. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Much appreciation to our moderator and our guest for today. And not to forget our Facebook partner, Malaysia Kini, our supporting organizations and our partners. Thank you so much.
Aslan, time sure flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We will be welcoming our 6th session very soon.
Exactly, Florence. So for our next session, we will discuss the topic leveraging on the low interest rate environment.
The interest rate is currently at the lowest point in the decade. And guess what? It may even go lower. Should we invest in resale property markets?
Or should we consider buying a brand new development? You might even ask, what are the pros and cons of refinancing and how does it help us as investors? There are so many questions to answer.
Do register with us for more updates or simply check out our social media platforms.
We hope to have you with us. Thank you for your time.
See you next time. Bye.